What is going on, guys? It's Rob from Heroes Avenue, and in this video, we're going to be talking all about the Batman in this DC multiverse that we got now. Of course, first, we're going to be talking about the Matt Reeves Batman movie. There's so much to talk about there, and Robert Pattinson just hinted at a potential sequel for the movie. We're going to talk about that and a little bit more. And speaking of sequels, we're going to be talking about Joker and the Joaquin Phoenix version of the Joker, and what is up with the sequel to that movie. And we're going to end this video talking about the DCEU version of Batman. I know it's been weighing on our minds. What is happening? I'll talk about the latest rumor about what we might expect going forward. But before we get started, please do like the video and subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate you guys rocking with me and Darren. I know I missed a couple videos and I apologize for that, but let's go ahead and get started, guys. We're going to be talking about first the Matt Reeves Batman movie. There's so much to talk about here. I do want to leave a little bit to the imagination, so I'm not going to go over every article like other channels are kind of doing. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I just kind of don't want to read all of it at this point because there's so much. But let's take a look at a couple things. First, some new character posters. Check out this Riddler poster. He's about to drop the hottest album of 2022 at this point. Check this guy out. Say what you want about his design. I feel like I got the same glasses as that this guy right now. But say what you want about this kind of Unabomber type design. I'm willing to give this I mean, I know it's not the Riddler we're all used to, but I'm sure that Matt Reeves has his, I'm not ready to judge anything until I see the movie. We all remember what happened with Ben Affleck. A lot of people judged Ben Affleck before we saw his performance as Batman. Everybody judged Heath Ledger's version of Joker before we saw him. So again, I don't want to judge anything. Personally, I think it looks eerie as hell, and it seems to fit the tone of the movie perfectly. So I'll say this: it, as much as Jim Carrey was kind of like kind of a comic in some ways, and some versions of that comic ripped off the page, I would rather not see him in a super green unitard with a bunch of question marks on him. That's just me though, so I'm okay with this design. I think Paul Dano is gonna kill his performance as the Riddler. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Batman. Funny enough, if you've read some of the articles where Matt Reeves does talk about the Batman suit, he said he was very particular on how he shot the suit because at some angles it looked absolutely ridiculous, looked like cosplay. I'm kind of going off the memory here what he was saying, but he basically said it kind of looked ridiculous at some angles. But if you captured it at the right angle, it was scary. And of course, they've been really marketing the crap out of this movie, and it looks great. All the marketing looks great. The suit itself, not my favorite bat suit at all, but it does look great, especially caught at the right angles. Yeah, I mean, of course, I do think it's one of his earlier versions of suits. I think it's going to get an upgrade, so I'm willing to give, a lot of it a pass. But I do think it looks great, especially a lot of different angles of it does look great. There's a lot of things I would like to see improved, and I think we'll get that in the future. But yeah, Robert Pattinson, he's been having a lot to say as well. Now, this might be my least favorite marketing for Catwoman in this movie. We've gotten some great posters and images with her, but this one is really, really kind of simple. I mean, she looks great, she looks beautiful, but this one's a little too simple. So for my taste, but we've gotten some great looks at Catwoman already, so I'm okay with that. And then of course we get Colin Farrell's unrecognizable face here as the Penguin. Really excited to see his performance in here, even though it may not be as much as the trailer may have you think. That's what I'm thinking. I wish we really would have gotten a Carmine Falcone poster. That would have been cool, but he's probably not in there focused on it too much. But here's one thing about the Riddler. Going back to the Riddler, that first poster, I just wanted to go again. I didn't want to talk about the whole news article. I think there's a whole Esquire news article. There's some Total Film stuff that just dropped, and it reveals a lot. It goes into a deep dive on this movie. I think this movie is like really projected to do well, so they're really going on this this marketing push, this press push. I did like this. I did like this little tidbit here. I'm on the Batman Film News. They drop a lot of stuff on this, but I did like this on Paul Dano's Riddler. He's not just a serial killer. He definitely has a political agenda. there's a terrorist aspect to him. He's indicting the city for what it is, and one of the things he's doing with each of these crimes, let's go down here, he's attacking the so-called legitimate pillars of the city. The whole point of it was to put Batman on the path of trying to solve a mystery that was not only going to reveal the history of the city and why it's so corrupt, but it's also going to turn at a point and become actually quite personal. So the personal part, yeah, I've talked about that in the past, but what I really liked about this little expert is the fact that he has that political agenda. I know a lot of people don't like when politics are injected into movies, but you know, at the end of the day, there's politics injected to every movie, and I really think that this type of thing is going to ring true to what's happening today in society because obviously there's a lot of things going on with COVID and everything, but it really, if you guys pay attention to politics, a lot of these so-called people on the right and on the left side, these political figures painting themselves out to be holier than thou, are really, really corrupt at the end of the day because the way they vote is based on who puts money in their pockets, and I really think this movie might hit on stuff like that, and I think it's going to really, really hit home, especially for people today who are living in society today, because there's a lot of corruption going on in the world. You know, you can't be looking at the world through rose-colored glasses because really you gotta, as these character posters would say, unmask the truth. So hopefully, whether it does do that, and of course, it's not gonna just be a political movie, of course. So it's gonna really hit home for Batman, and that's gonna be very interesting to me. That's why I'm really excited about this movie. And let's talk about this. So the Batman Robert Pattinson says the movie includes a sequel tease. Now, if you've been with us and you've been following the coverage that I've been doing, you know that when they started doing these uh, the press viewings of this movie, there was rumors that they were teasing two versions, one teasing a sequel, that isn't teasing a sequel. If that was true, it looks like we're actually getting the version of the movie where it teases a sequel. So it says, an upcoming issue of Total Film features Warner Brothers' flick as a cover story. Patton says the movie is strangely personal, even though it still happens to tease a direct follow-up. I mean, they always have that little bit at the end. That's like, and coming up. But other than that, it feels strangely personal. I think people will be quite shocked at how different it is, Patton told the magazine. I'm not going to read more. Like I said, I don't want to go too crazy in terms of revealing what's going to be in this movie, but I'm excited. I wanted them to tease this sequel to this universe. I think that's one of the coolest aspects of having what we have as fans these days, you know, this continued storytelling. Now, that doesn't mean there's no room for one-off storytellings, as we're going to be talking about with this Joker story, which we're going to be coming up next. But I am happy that we're going to get a sequel. So let me know what you guys think about these character posters. Which character poster is your favorite by far? And I'm not just talking about these posters. I'm talking about the other posters I've covered elsewhere as well. And what do you think about this sequel tease? Which villain do you think we're going to get in the next movie? Anyways, let's get into it. Speaking of villains coming in the next movie, Joker. Of course, Joker is going to be a standalone movie. And this is one of those things that got the internet talking in terms of, do we need this movie? Why is this movie happening? I saw a lot of that, and it really kind of made me scratch my head. Some of the takes from a lot of people really do get me to scratch my head. Now, don't get me wrong, when this movie was first announced, the very first movie, I was like, really? The Joker standalone movie? But they proved me wrong. Todd Phillips, Joaquin Phoenix, well, I never had doubted Joaquin Phoenix. Todd Phillips proved us all wrong with his vision of this movie, and the movie was excellent. The movie was, man, I watched it 4 times in the theaters, and I know you guys are probably looking at me weird because I watched this particular movie 4 times in theaters. Thought it was a masterpiece, not the cheeriest movie of all time. I took so many different groups of people to see it, and I absolutely loved it. And here's what we got. Joker script reportedly finished with 2023 filming targeted. According to new report, the Joker 2 as a script turned into Warner Brothers, and filming may begin in 2023. First draft of the script has been received. No word on any details as the time frame. So, Yeah, so that's all I'm gonna read for this. Just so giving you that news. The first movie obviously made $1 billion at the box office, and Warner Brothers took that L because they didn't believe in the project that they greenlighted. So they had a lot of other places finance it with them, so they could have had a lot of money. Now, best believe they're probably gonna finance it themselves. I actually haven't done any homework on that. I believe they will, and they're gonna try and cash in on this. And really, if Todd Phillips says he has an idea and Joaquin Phoenix is on board, I believe they have probably some gold on their hands because Todd Phillips said, as Joaquin Phoenix did, they're not going to move forward unless they had a good idea and it was worth telling. So there's that. So let me know what you guys think about a potential Joker sequel or a Joker sequel coming out. Are you hyped for this, or are you good with it being a one-off standalone movie for that first movie? I personally thought it could have ended right there, but hey, I'm gonna watch the movie when it comes out. Now, I do want to end this video talking about the DCEU. I gotta show the DCEU love, of course, a lot of controversy, of course, a lot of decisions I wouldn't have made personally, but hey, they're moving forward, and I'm gonna go ahead and check it out. I'm gonna see what they're moving forward with is gold or if it's trash, and they need to restore the Snyderverse. I think they need to restore the Snyderverse no matter what. But anyways, I don't want to get down that rabbit hole right now. A lot of stuff going on online, a lot of drama. I ain't into all that drama. But anyways, here is a rumor. There is a rumor that Michael Keaton is going to be showing up, or he signed a 3-movie deal. Now, what could those movies be? A lot of movies. So, well, let's lead with this one right here. So, it says rumor Michael Keaton's Batman may appear in Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. So, Jeanette Agaronoff, sorry, I can't pronounce that correctly, is credited as Michael Keaton's production assistant in Aquaman 2. And so, yeah, so a lot of people are speculating that Michael Keaton's version of Batman, 70-year-old Batman's going to be showing up to pull a Nick Fury type role and recruit Aquaman once again. And, we just saw that. We just saw Ben Affleck recruit Aquaman in Zack Snyder's Justice League. The proper scene. But anyways, I could see that happening. I totally see that happening because apparently, if rumors are true, they're building out a new Justice League, like Grace Randolph reported on or scooped on earlier this year. And the other 2 movies that people are thinking that, or a lot of people are thinking that Michael Keaton will show up in is Batgirl, of course, and I think Batgirl looks great so far. We see the mural with Michael Keaton's Batman in it, and potentially Robin and a Nightwing. And then so it's Batgirl, Aquaman, Lost Kingdom, and the other rumor is that he's gonna be in a Black Canary movie because we saw images of Black Canary on the Batgirl set. So it's very well hinted that Black Canary is gonna be in that movie, and that Michael Keaton, alongside Black Canary, will help mentor Barbara Gordon. And again, what do I think about that? At this point, Ben Affleck said he's done with IP movies, at least for now. I do think there's a chance down the road, maybe when the universe is a little bit more fleshed out, maybe he'll come back. Maybe he will, because I know the fans won't stop talking about him for sure. For sure, he's my favorite Batman. But so I'm not so mad about the whole Michael Keaton situation right now. If they wanted Ben and Ben didn't want to come back, hey, I understand why they're bringing Michael Keaton in to do his thing, setting up this new Justice League. I get it. My only gripe at this point is that they need to bring Henry Cavill back. Zach is over at Netflix doing his thing. Let him do his thing over there and see where that takes him, and let's support him on doing that. But I am curious, to see Michael Keaton. Apparently he's been doing some action movies. I saw some of the scenes with the action, and I still think they're going to really need a good stuntman to be doing the action if he's going to be fighting crime. But in terms of playing a Nick Fury role, man, you guys are imitating Marvel so much. It feels like they're really missing a step, and I hope they have something unique to bring to the table, because if it's just being a Nick Fury role, and you guys are just copying the footsteps of Marvel, man, you guys, the people at DC, they really need to step their game up, because they need to bring something new and different to the table. Not to, but again, the creatives involved so far, James Wan, he's great. Andy Muschietti, I like what he's done with the It franchise. But we do know that the writer on that wrote Birds of Prey, movie I'm not biggest fan of. and we'll see. But do I think he can show up in Aquaman 2? I could totally see that. I know that I think they finished principal photography, but you know, could easy enough could film a cameo with Michael Keaton in it. But anyways, that's rumors. Those are some of the things. What do you think about the potential movies he might show up in? Do you think it could be in a different movie? Are those little predictions wrong? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Again, thank you guys for rocking with us. Please do like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification so you're notified for our videos. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.